It's a secret that I can hide no longer. I'm putting guppies in both aquariums. Hello everybody and welcome back to another Future Mat update. Today we are talking about possibly the best duo in a 10-gallon or maybe any small size tank that you could ever do, and that is the guppy and the cherry shrimp. Two great things that we actually just got pretty recently. I don't know if they're the most recent things. I've started to lose track of what I've gotten most recently, but cherry shrimp are looking awesome. I got the cherry shrimp yesterday, so those are pretty recent. I got 7 yesterday for only $10. They are cull cherry shrimp, which means that instead of being the bright reds, they're going to be the ones that people are getting rid of to keep their bright red cherry shrimp generations bright red. But free shrimp for me, or not free, but you know, cheaper. And I actually do like the colors of these. There's kind of a faint blue, faint green, faint red. And I like how natural it is, you know, it's selective breeding. It's like, I guess the guppies have it, but most of the fish that I like to keep, I prefer if they're not selectively bred. I really like the natural colors. And while that might not pop as much as I'd want it to sometimes, like sometimes I walk by the 40-gallon and I'm like, those dwarf neon rainbow fish are just kind of silver today, you know? And, oh well, there's not much that I can do about that. And other days they're bright blue, but if you want something that's constantly colorful, definitely some of those genetically enhanced, is that the right word? The selectively bred, there we go. The selectively bred fish are definitely going to be the perfect ones for you because they're always going to be colorful. But if you want to breed them, you just have to make sure that you remove in one way or another those that are not colorful. So I guess it goes without saying that both of these species will have their own care guide coming up, but for now we're just going to kind of talk about why I wanted to keep them. Not even really about like selectively breeding and stuff like that, which I guess we kind of already did. Sorry about that. I know it can get really boring, and when people talk about cherry shrimp and guppies, it tends to be all about selective breeding, and it's just like, oh, but I want to just keep like one as a pet, you know? So that's what I want to focus on for you guys. So guppies are great pets. They're actually really good pets. They do really well in my water because it's very hard, very basic water. So they're naturally going to get their best colors. They're going to breed really well, but we're not talking about breeding. Stop. They do really well in hard water, so if you guys are looking for that, great option. And they have bright colors. Another benefit. There we go. I got the tequila, I think. So what happened is my store accidentally bred guppies, and they just kind of give the babies away for free because technically they're not sellable. So we had 2 guppies together in a tank. Just happened to be male and female. I think we got them mixed up at one point a few weeks ago. And we had a tequila with a lyre tail. I have a video of the tequila right there. But they bred together, and I think all the males came out lyre tail and all the females came out mostly tequila. So it's weird how the male and female genetics work. And stop talking about breeding guppies. But they bred in the Beischer tank, and we moved them over, and I took them home. So there's a ton of babies. And I was not expecting how fast they would breed, because there was like some first generation and there was some second generation, so like maybe that big on the adult, like closer to adults, and then like that big on the actual fry. So those almost adults, which were this big by the way, so like really barely more than fry, and here's a video of the males right here. They bred with the females, so they bred as fry, basically. Like, be careful. Separate these guys as soon as you see any color or any differentiation in sex organs. So males, if you see that gonopodium, get them out of there. You know, if you want to effectively keep guppies, separate the males and females. It's like any other fast breeding thing where you can differentiate males and females. I'm still trying to figure out the snail side of fast breeding animals, but it's like anything. If you separate the males and females, you will effectively nullify their breeding. Unlike Jurassic Park, nature does not always find a way.
Oh, there it is.
So, now that I have guppies, there's 40, I think. I said like 20. I think there's more 40 now because the female had babies again, which is insane to me because she's so young. But I believe the females get around like 2 inches, like 1.5 inches maybe. The males stay relatively small. So I'm going to put all the males in the 40 gallon because I feel like it needs that boost of color in there. It needs a little bit more red maybe. Also, they stay near the top with the water lettuce, so it's, you know, perfect. Finally something that can go up there. The females will stay in the 10 gallon. I love the way they look in the 10 gallon. Also, it's easier because that's where I plan on spawning them. So if they do have babies, there's a lot of hornwort in here that I've moved in. There's a lot of Java moss, stuff like that. And if I do want to breed them, that's where I'll probably, like, I'll just throw in a male every once in a while, let him go crazy, and then throw him back in the 40 gallon, sell him off, and then we have a new batch. And I might do that every summer. But again, now we're talking about breeding again. It's so hard not to talk about breeding guppies when they breed so fast. Like, ugh. Aside from being a possible source of income, like a very minor source of income, I'm definitely not going to be making millions off these guys. But a great thing about them is that they will nibble at hair algae. So they've got that kind of cupped lip, so they can really pinch down on stuff, tough stuff like hair algae, and they'll rip it away. I don't know if they're the best at eating it. Probably mollies or swordtails would be better with that. But it works out really well. Keeping them in here, they just kind of pick it off the hornwort, which is great because hornwort just gets covered really, really easily. And you know what else cleans it off really well? Are the cherry shrimp. The cherry shrimp are actually really good at just kind of picking away at algae, keeping stuff clean. They're a lot smaller, so it takes them a longer time to do the same job, but they are always working at it. So while the guppies might just kind of be la 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 la, you know, swimming around, the cherry shrimp are always like, all right, where's the next task? Where's the next task? It's like that guy that you're working with that's always moving from one job to the next, okay? Cherry shrimp are these hard-working creatures for your aquarium. Much better than ghost shrimp, by the way. Ghost shrimp are gonna live, I think we clocked them at like maybe 3 months. People say a year, but that's not true. Cherry shrimp stay smaller, but but they're gonna live longer and they're mostly vegetarian. So I don't know if I have a clip here, but the ghost shrimp, when I put them in, or when I put the fry in with the ghost shrimp in the 10-gallon, the ghost shrimp were actually trying to eat the fry. Like they were like lunging at them, kind of like a long arm shrimp, which basically is a giant ghost shrimp. Ghost shrimp are carnivorous and scavengers, while as cherry shrimp are more scavengers and herbivores. It also goes without saying that even though I got the cull cherry shrimp, there's a much higher likelihood that I'm gonna get more colors with them. Also, they swim better, they look cooler. Cherry shrimp are just really the way to go, and now that I'm not gonna have any more predatory fish in the 40-gallon, I'm hoping that maybe I can start putting some cherry shrimp in there once the colony gets big enough. Speeding up a little bit on the updates because I don't want to keep you guys here for too long. I know you got some stuff to do. The snails are crazy. they will not stop breeding. This, you know, I should have seen it coming. I did see it coming. I thought I could handle it, but I can't. I have the bucket upstairs with a bunch of snails in it. I thought it would be sold by now. I think my only other option is to start being a free source for snails, because at this point it's just a matter of me needing to get them out. You know, I need to get these guys out because now they're causing a little more harm than good. The big problem, other than them just being an eyesore, is I'll put in cucumber for the autocyclists, which are eating pretty well. Their stomachs are still kind of flat. They're not caved in or anything, but they're kind of flat, and I wish they were big like kitsters. Granted, kitster's probably pregnant, but that's a whole other issue. So the cucumber I'll put in, the snails will immediately just cover it, and the problem with that is the autocyclists are mainly going to be going after the softest parts of the cucumber, but so are the snails. So I might just move all the snails in the 10-gallon. That might be the only solution, and then maybe if it gets really bad, the Borneo loach will have to go in the 40-gallon. But I don't know, like these shrimp are passively killing my fish, like they're starving them out, but I still don't feel like wanting to, I don't want to kill the snails, you know, I don't want to kill, just like if the guppies bred out of control, I wouldn't want to like squish guppy babies, like that seems morbid to me. So I think what I'll do in the future, maybe not so far away, is I will just like throw all snails in a bucket, like I'll just throw in a piece of cucumber, pull it out the next day, just wipe off like a few hundred trumpet and pond snails, put them in the bucket. I'll probably take like one big one and I'll keep it in the 10-gallon, and like a couple big ram's horns, and I'll put them in the 40-gallon. Because I do like the look of them. You know, I got pink ram's horn snails for a reason. I didn't just get any snail. I wanted something that would match the environment and also work away on the dying plant matter. It's really helpful having something in there that's going to actually eat dead plants. In terms of fish, everything is doing a-okay. Clemence, our one-eyed rainbow fish, is doing all right. She's definitely gaining weight slower than all the other fish. We also got Stiphodon gobies. I think it was the last video or the video before that or something. They are doing great, I think. They used to be really timid and like hide more than the coolie loaches basically. But now one's really out a lot, and I think that's the male, and I don't know where the female went. She might have died. I didn't see her jump out. I hope she's just really timid and she's hiding in there somewhere, but with fish like that are hiding a lot to begin with, it's hard to know if they're still alive or not. My final update before I let you guys go is that in the next video we're probably going to be having Zach and Jared over. You guys haven't met Jared yet, but another guy from my work. We're going to invite them over, we're going to have some ice cream, and we're going to do campfires and stuff like that, but what you guys are going to see is we're going to rescape the 40-gallon because I feel like it's been the way it is, and it looks great. I love the way it looks. It looks very real, I guess, minus the giant box filter on the back, and that's one of the things I want to fix. So I want to kind of make it taller, so I want to make the scape kind of range from the top to the bottom so that those fish that want to actually be right in the flow, just getting like hammered by the power head and stuff like that, I want them to be able to be right in front of it. So I might put the driftwood a little higher. I might shift around the river stones and stuff like that. Zach has actually offered to provide some materials, so hopefully he's able to bring those. And I think we're gonna have a lot of fun working on it. And hopefully I can get some fertilizer, because if not, I'm gonna need to start planning my scapes so that they're more based on hardscape and less on plants, because I can't really rely on plants with my water, unfortunately. We did do a water test recently when Zach was over the last time, I think, or maybe 2 times before. But as you can see, the water has not changed. That bright orange on the top, yeah, that means that that it's really, really low pH or high pH. It's basic. Anyways, guys, I think that's where I'm going to leave it for now. If you guys are enjoying the content, if you like seeing what's going into the 10-gallon and the 40-gallon and possible new projects, and if you like hanging out with my friends and stuff like that on the channel, then please consider subscribing. If you like this video, give it a like, and I will see you guys next Sunday.